Hello, everyone. This is Gonzalo here with Rise 41. And today we're going to be talking about why long workouts kill ADHD consistency and, more importantly, what actually works so you can get on it. So, if you have ADHD and you keep falling off your workout routine, it might not be your discipline, it might be your workout length. Because here's the truth nobody in fitness wants to say. Long workouts are built, again, for calm, linear brains. ADHD brains run on interest, urgency, and momentum, not endurance for boring things. So if every program you try is 60 to 90 minutes, you're not inconsistent. Your plan is neurologically incompatible. Okay? So today I'm going to show you why long workouts drain ADHD motivation, the hidden dopamine crash that kills consistency, and more importantly, how to train in a way that actually sticks. So let's get into it. All right. So first, let's define the real problem, and it's not laziness. Okay. Let's get something really straight. You don't hate training. You hate starting something that feels long and heavy and burdensome and cumbersome. When an ADHD brain looks at a 75-minute workout, it doesn't think, oh, great, it's fitness time. Woo, here we go. It thinks that's a whole event, that's commitment, and that's mental effort. And before you even start, your brain is already negotiating the escape plan, okay? This is because ADHD brains are interest driven, stimulation dependent, and motivated by immediacy, by urgency. So long workouts feel like a marathon of delayed reward. And delayed reward equals low dopamine. We've talked about this, right? And low dopamine equals zero ignition, okay? So you skip it. Then you feel guilty the next day, right? Then the routine dies. And that's not a motivation problem. It's a design problem. The entire design premise of this is designed in a wrong way that doesn't work with your brain. So so how do these long workouts backfire specifically? What is it that let's identify that so we can then come up with a solution, right? So the first thing is they create startup resistance. ADHD brains struggle with task initiation already. Starting tasks is difficult for us, right? So a 20-minute workout feels like just start. A 75-minute workout, though, feels like shower planning, outfit planning, time rearranging, mental negotiation. The longer the workout, the bigger the psychological barrier that you're putting in front to get started, which is not good for us ADHD brains. Number two, they rely on future-based reward, right? So neurotypical motivation for regular people, this will be good for me later. I'll work out for, 75 minutes, an hour and a half, and it'll be good for me later. ADHD motivation, does this feel engaging right now? Long workouts push the payoff too far into the future, and your brain checks out halfway through or never even clocks in, which again leads to you abandoning the routine. Number three, they drain your daily willpower budget, right? We've talked about this, how ADHD brains already spend huge mental energy on staying organized, focusing at work, managing distractions, and emotional regulation. All of these executive functions. As an ADHD person in today's society, the way today's society runs, these require a lot of willpower, okay? And that, by the time it's workout time, your executive function is tired by that afternoon, right? So a long session feels like another demand instead of a boost to your day or a bonus to your day or something good that you're doing. So your nervous system says, dude, hard pass on this. And again, you missed that workout. So let's talk about the hidden dopamine crash that's behind all of this. So here's something that a lot of coaches miss, but you have to be aware of if you're an ADHD person. ADHD consistency is built on momentum loops, not heroic effort. Okay, so long workouts break that loop. So here's how. First, you hype yourself up to do a big session, right? Woo! You complete it barely because it's a long session. You're mentally drained after because you used a lot of your executive brain function here. The next day, it feels heavier, like, oh my God, I got to do this long thing again. You skip it, and now the routine collapses yet again. All right. So those long workouts create these boom or bust cycles that are just not compatible with the way that we do things or not conducive to success. So ADHD thrives on small daily wins, not occasional marathons. So you don't need epic. What you need is repeatable. So you can do it over and over and over and develop the habit. That's the system, right? That's the systemic approach. You develop a system that guarantees success. So Oh, yeah. This is the part that's important in this whole video. If nothing else, if you skip the whole rest of the video, this part is the important part. And this is the what works instead that's ADHD friendly training. So, couple rules. Let's fix it. Rule number one, shorter is stickier. So your sweet spot is probably going to be around 20, 40 minutes. And that's long enough to get results, but short enough to avoid that mental resistance. So your brain sees it as a quick hit rather than this is the whole production. Okay. Rule number two, leave the gym wanting more. This is a trick that I learned, which is, and it's huge once you realize it. Neurotypical people, like, their advice is empty the tank. Do the whole thing, do the whole workout until you got nothing left. ADHD advice, though, is stop while it still feels good. And why? Because dopamine attaches to that unfinished desire. Remember, it's the pursuit hormone. It's the reward for pursuing. That's what dopamine is. So if you leave thinking, I could have done more, your brain is looking forward to tomorrow because, like, you could do more. And if you crawl out exhausted, your brain remembers pain instead of the progress. So leave yourself wanting more. That's rule number two. Rule number three, focus on density, not the duration. So instead of 90 minutes of wandering, scrolling, resting too long, this works for a lot of ADHD people. Do your supersets, do time circuits, do EMOMs, every minute on the minute type training. Use rest timers. So in my case, I love strength training, so I need to rest in between sets, sometimes, 2, 3 minutes. The timer is my best friend because it doesn't lie. It's too easy to start talking to people, get distracted, your ADHD. Next thing you know, that 1 minute rest turn into 5, or that 2 minute rest turn into 10. Can't do that. Use your timers. So remember, you stay engaged by using these strategies. Again, time circuits, supersets, every minute on the minute workouts, and rest timers. You stay engaged, you stay moving, you stay stimulated. Boredom is your enemy, and intensity of effort always beats the length, because you can be in the gym for an hour, hour and a half, just doing nothing, just wandering around, doom scrolling because you're distracted. 30, 40 minutes, 20 to 40 minutes of intense activity, that'll get you results. Rule number four, make the workouts feel like a game. ADHD brains love beating a timer, tracking reps, hitting a number, racing yourself. I carry a logbook. Now I do it electronically, but I used to literally physically carry a logbook to write down the reps, the sets, because it was like a game. It was like, let me see if I can beat that score. You can add things like, all right, I'm going to finish this in 25 minutes. I'm going to beat last week's reps. That's one of my favorites, no phone until I'm done. Could happen. In my case, the phone is literally there playing music. It's like in my pocket or off in my bag. And then nowadays, I use it to literally open it, log my workout. I just lifted 12 reps for 405 pounds and done. And then it goes back in. You'll have to see if that works for you, because you're not just exercising at this point. At this point, you're playing a challenge. You've turned it into a game, which makes you want to engage with it. So here's a sample ADHD friendly workout structure that might work. Now, you can contact us at Rise 41 Coaching, and we can do one-on-one sessions. We can set up your training. If this is something that you're interested in doing, the physical piece, we also do career and life coaching and ADHD systems in order to optimize your life. But if you're interested in the physical training, here's an example. And this is very generic, but hopefully it'll illustrate the point of what a ADHD friendly workout would look like. So first, 5 minutes, you start warming up. You do something fast, simple, jumping rope, maybe do some band stretches. Again, depends on your ability. Body weight squats, a few push-ups. No foam rolling seminar for 10 minutes or any of that stuff. Just get moving, get the blood flowing. Then 15, 20 minutes, the main work. All right. So pick 3 or 4 moves that you enjoy, rotate fast, and that are effective, by the way, not just that you enjoy, that are effective for what it is that you're trying to train. So I'll give you an example of a very simple circuit. This is for somebody who's into longevity health, not a bodybuilder by any means, just longevity health fitness. So dumbbell press, 10 reps, maybe 3 sets, or you can do it as a circuit where you do like dumbbell press for 10 reps, then you do a row for 10 reps, then you do lateral raises for 12 reps, then you do some push-ups to max reps to failure, to whatever that is. And you do the circuit all over again. That's one way of doing it. Again, minimal rest, just keep that pace up so you don't get bored. You've done that. You're done with this before your brain gets bored if you do it, say, 4 rounds of this. And then a finisher, the last 5 minutes, short, intense, and very satisfying. Maybe some bike sprint intervals, maybe some kettlebell swings. I like kettlebell swings as a finisher for some people. Some people like battle ropes. I personally think that's the most useless exercise on the planet. But if you're looking for that cardio, it's some people really enjoy it. You can do a body weight burnout, kind of like a 5 minute finisher, like crunches and push-ups and pull-ups or whatever. And then right after that, be aware that you're done. You're done with your workout. It was rewarding. You're left with a dopamine spike. Everything is good. All right. So the mindset shift. Stop measuring workouts by how long they were, how destroyed you feel, and how hardcore they looked. None of this helps you. None of this makes the workout more effective, nor does it help you make it sticky. Use the systemic approach. Start measuring by, did I show up? Did I move with intensity? Can I repeat this tomorrow? Consistency will always beat the duration, and frequency beats hero days. You don't need to do heroic effort. You need to do normal effort that feels good consistently. ADHD success is built on sustainable stimulation and not suffering. So again, let's close this up. Remind you, you are not broken. You've just been trying to follow systems that are built for a different nervous system, for a neurotypical person. So you need shorter workouts. You need higher engagement. You need less mental friction. You need more repeatability. That's the formula. And if this hits home, drop a comment that says shorter wins so I know this resonated. Just put it in the comments. And if you want more ADHD-friendly fitness and performance strategies, make sure you subscribe because we train brains and bodies here. And see you on the next one.